My name is Djosmessi Siakam. I'm a rising senior at Sherwood High School. The favorite thing that I did was we worked with the artistic director Shelly, and I was working on this Broadway song, and she wanted me to project more, so she went to my stomach and she grabbed my stomach so she could feel my breath support so I could sing more. I was surprised how strongly I could sing the type of notes that I did when I was working with Shelly. I definitely learned that I need to work on breathiness in my voice and that I need to make sure that I'm projecting, that I'm using enough of my air support. I plan to incorporate some exercises that I learned to help with breathiness of the voice, and for preparing with songs in a foreign language, I'm going to make sure that I know how to say the words in that language. Oh, I really liked meeting the other high schoolers and also the competitors and being able to hear their wisdom on me and their advice. I feel like I'm going to miss working with Shelly. I want to say that I've always been a bit hesitant about opera, but after this I see there's a lot of diversity in opera and it's something that I've become more interested in.
My name is Keyshawn Jones. I go to Suitland High School. One thing I did during these past 8 days was learn more about a profession that I think I want to go into. I learned an insight of something that is really big in the profession, which is competitions. And I sung some, I learned more techniques, and I heard a lot of people sing. A lot. But yeah, it was fun. What's surprising is the voices. You hear so many voice types and how everybody has a different voice in this world. It's just amazing. The most helpful thing is the new information I know about these competitions, how this specific competition is trying to bring back how it used to be, how singing used to be, with the way that the artist mostly trained. Well, the artist is trained, but the artist would control how they want to be sound or how they want to be heard throughout their whole production. One thing that I learned that I will incorporate is a new way of practicing. I know now that I shouldn't be hammering a song in a week before I have a performance, like going straight in. I should have times where I need to take a rest and not fully use my voice out, because then that'll be very, very bad. It wouldn't help me. It would be more of a disadvantage than an advantage. I like to tell myself to continue doing what you're doing. Hopefully you still have that happiness and drive that you always want to have.
Hello, my name is Charles Wolfer, and I'll be going into freshman year in Fairfax High School, and I sing with the Children's Chorus of Washington. One thing that I did was practiced Pie Jesu from Andrew Lloyd Webber's Requiem, and people like Miss Shelley really worked on me with technique in that song and how to be expressive, and also how to resonate my sound more. And she also taught me that what you hear in your head isn't necessarily what everybody else hears, and to try to make sure that you're putting what everybody else hears as a top priority. I suppose one thing that was surprising that I discovered was that I was a lot quieter than I thought I was, because I only heard myself in my head, and what I heard in my head wasn't what everybody else heard. So she taught me how to sing a little more forward, and to get a brighter sound out and a more focused sound out, and I could barely hear anything. I just heard this strange buzzing sound in my ears, but everybody else heard it, and that was really surprising to me. One of the most helpful things that I learned was IPA, the introduction of IPA. It's a phonetic alphabet that you can use when learning other languages, and it's very helpful, especially for singing and learning songs in other languages, because the symbols are 100% phonetic, so all you have to do is know the symbol and know the sound that it stands for, and you can easily read from the text. I definitely want to incorporate that into the professional training, and also, like I said, a more brighter forward sound and more focused sound, and just being reminded that what I hear in my head might not be what everybody else in the room hears, and also how to stand and how to breathe properly. Something that I would want to tell myself, just probably to continue with music as much as I can, and don't be discouraged by people around you.
Hello, my name is Nyekan. I go to Suitland High School and I am in the voice studio of Mr. Matthew Shipshin. We have done amazing master classes with Miss Air and Miss Shelley as well. I've learned a lot, more than you can imagine. But I learned that the things you eat before your performances can actually affect your voice while you're singing and after you're singing as well too. I am really naive when it comes to practicing and voice coachings, and I've learned from Miss Air that no matter how good you really think you are, you're really not that good, and you really have to train your voice and train your vocal cords to match the sound that you want, the sound quality that you want. And I've also learned that acoustics really do matter, and little things like diction, posture, they really do affect not only your stage presence, but how the sound comes off while you're singing as well. The biggest thing would probably have to be confidence. The very first time I sang for Miss Shelley and Miss Air, I didn't really feel too good about it afterwards, and they told me, whether you think you did good or not, the audience really doesn't know because they don't have the music, and you have to be sure of yourself. Miss Air gave me a very important quote. She said, an amateur practices until they get it right, but a professional practices until they cannot get it wrong. And along with the confidence, I also have to be sure to know everything and to do everything possible to allow myself to be confident, so I won't be afraid of getting something wrong or messing up while I'm singing. I would tell myself, I'm very proud of you for not giving up. I know at this age I never had this big, bouncing, amazing voice or these really huge vocals, but I am very proud of myself for continuing my voice lessons, because it's very hard mentally, physically. It's really, really hard. Yeah.